1,
2,
3,
4.
Monster movie.
Fun time, go! Monster movie.
Fun time, go. Monster
Movie.
fun time.
Go!
Monster movie. Fun time, go.
With Precious D and Honey Bee.
Fun time, go!
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and neighbors, welcome to Monster Movie Fun Time Go. I am one of your hosts, Precious D.
And I'm the other one of your hosts, Honey Bee.
Honeybee and I are two best friends who are making our way through the history of kaiju movies. We started with 1933's King Kong, and today's movie is from 2022, and it's called The Sea Beast. Me hearties, avast ye. Honeybee, what is a pirate's favorite letter?
Arr.
No, his true love is the sea.
Oh, that's a good one. I just want to say also, I was not prepared for that voice, and I almost shot Coke out of my nose.
Well, yes, this movie is very pirate adjacent, though not actually about pirates. It's a seafaring movie. No one is technically a pirate in it. They're hunters of beasts. So yes, this is a Netflix original. It's animated. It's 115 minutes in English in color.
What year? 23?
22.
22?
2022. I saw this when it first came out, and of course I rewatched it again.
Same.
It earned several nominations, including Best Animated Feature for the 95th Academy Awards, but lost to Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, another Netflix animated film. Oh, it says a sequel's in development. I don't know how. They kind of wrapped everything up. I guess some outside threat could present itself. Let's list our cast here quickly. Carl Urban as Jacob Holland. Zaris Angel Hathor as Maisie Brumble. Jared Harris as Captain Augustus Crow III. Marianne Jean-Baptiste as Sarah Sharp. Kathy Burke as Gwen Batterby. Jim Carter as the King of the Crown. Dune McKeachin as the Queen of the Crown. Dan Stevens as Admiral Eric Hornigold. Benjamin Plessa as Child 1. Somali Rose as Child 2. Kaya McLean as Child 3. Davis Park as Child 4. And Villager Boy Helen Sadler as Matron. Mrs. Beth Marino and Cart Driver. Zana Tang as Leah the Lookout. Alex Wyndham as Sailor 1, Sailor 2, and Villager. Brian T. Delaney as Jim Nickelbones. Ian Mercer as Old Nick. Shannon Chan Kent as Fen. Max Middleman as young sailor. Paul Chowdhury as Surgeon. Rajia Barudi as General. Emily O'Brien as Villager 1 and Villager 2. David Lee as Sergeant. Jason Anthony as Sailor. And Mark Rhino Smith as Various.
Wow.
Honeybee, what are your initial thoughts on The Sea Beast?
My initial thoughts. I also saw this when it came out, and I love it. This movie is so good. I feel like this movie is one of those movies where we could play "What is this really about?" quite a few times. And it's great. It's so good. I really love the main girl, Maisie. I love her. I love her little blue sea monster puppy. I love Red. I just really love the characters and the character development. Sarah, too. I loved Sarah. I just love everybody in this movie. I thought it was so good. It's so well done. It's so fun, and it's so sweet, and I just think it's absolutely incredible.
Right. Yeah, I love it. It's great. It's great. It's a lot of fun. It takes place on some kind of alternate Earth or something, where the Americas have not and never will be discovered, apparently, because they're not going to go past where the sea beasts hang out. So yeah, it's in a generally golden age of piracy and seafaring like time period, but it doesn't actually correspond to a specific historical location or year. It's a fantasy world. So here's our plot from Wikipedia. Thank you, Wikipedia. For centuries, sea beasts have surfaced to wreak havoc against humankind. In response, crews of hunters venture outward on their ships to hunt the beast. The most famous and successful being the crew of the Inevitable, led by the legendary Captain Crow, his first mate Sarah Sharp, and his adopted son and bosun Jacob Holland. We learn all about this, though, by this little orphan girl reading the stories from her book.
Yeah, we start with little tiny Maisie,
Yes.
and I love her so much.
She is constantly escaping from her orphanage.
It's so funny because, she's reading this book to everybody in the orphanage, and we're all, listening to the story, and, the sister comes in, and she's like, oh, what the heck? Lights out was an hour ago. Everybody get in bed. And she looks at Maisie, and she's like, we're not going to do the thing, right? And she's like, yes, ma'am, of course not. Absolutely not. And then as soon as the teacher goes, she, flips a coin to one kid who gets in her bed and pretends to, to be her, and then one of the kids is like, bye, Maisie, we'll miss you. And one of the other kids is like, see you tomorrow. So we know that she does this every night, and it's just so good. Oh, it's so good. They did it really well.
The hunters are supported by the king and queen of the crown by means of the Three Bridges Society as a result of the hunters' success over the centuries. After nearly being killed during a hunt, Crow tells Jacob he will make him captain once they kill the Red Bluster, who took his right eye years earlier. So we got a Captain Ahab thing going on here.
And also, before he tells that this happens, we see that the captain is so obsessed with hunting this particular sea beast that he almost breaks the code.
Yes.
And doesn't save another ship.
Yeah.
So we kind of get this weird moment, which becomes important later.
Yes, another ship's in trouble. They're all hot on the trail of the Red Bluster when they find out another ship's in trouble, and he's kind of like, fuck that guy. And and our hero, Jacob is like, Captain, we gotta go help him. The sea beast will be there tomorrow. So he's like, you're right, let's go help him. Nickelbones, go help Nickelbones. The crew returns to the Three Bridges to collect payment for their latest catch. They did still catch a monster.
Yeah.
But the king and queen inform them that they will soon be replaced by the modern naval vessel Imperator, headed by Admiral Eric. But first they have a big party and sing a song, and Maisie has snuck out, and she meets Jacob and explains how her parents were hunters. She thinks the Inevitable is the second greatest ship because her parents were on the first greatest ship. I forget what it was called, but it's
the Monarch.
The Monarch, yeah. And he can't. He's kind of like, fair enough.
And she's like, I'm joining your crew.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, so the Imperator, headed by Admiral Eric Hornigold, due to the crown considering the hunters obsolete and not agreeing with the hunters' code of conduct, especially when Crow's crew was forced to abandon their hunt for the Red Bluster in order to save another ship. This angers Crow and Sarah and nearly results in their arrest before Jacob placates them with a proposal that his crew be given one more chance to kill the Red Bluster as a test of worth. They basically bet on it.
The days of hunters are not over.
Yeah. And Crow's like, that ship's, it's all pretty and fancy, but it's a piece of shit. You can't have fixed cannons like that. That's not going to work. This isn't going to work.
It's not made for hunting.
Yeah, you people don't know what you're doing, really. So the Admiral Hornigold accepts, and the Crown declares a contest between the crews of the Imperator and the Inevitable, with the winner being allowed to hunt the sea beasts in their name. After they depart, the crew discovers an orphan girl named Maisie Brumble has stowed away on the ship to join them, having been inspired to do so by her late parents who were themselves hunters. The Inevitable relocates and attacks the Red Bluster. However, the ship is in danger of being pulled under, and against Crow's orders, Jacob hesitantly allows Maisie to cut the Bluster free. Yeah, the first mate gives her a knife, which becomes important a couple of times.
Yeah, it does. And I love that moment when she's meeting Sarah Sharp for the first time. I love Maisie on the ship anyway because she has this kind of moment with Jacob before where she's like, I'm going to join your crew. And he's like, no, you're not. She's like, oh, well, I'll ask the real captain since you're not a captain. He's like, well, I'll be a captain someday. And she's like, well, I need to speak to Captain right now because Captain someday is not going to cut it, you know?
Yeah.
And they have this really cute moment.
Yeah.
So when she meets Sarah, you know, she's really like living her dreams and like living her storybooks. And Sarah's like, gives her this knife and is like, you gotta listen to the captain and make sure you are obedient to him because if not, then I'll visit worse than death on you. And she's like, oh my God, you're amazing.
So this cutting loose the bluster saves the crew, but lets the monster escape and throws Jacob and Maisie into the sea. Angered, Crow holds both of them at gunpoint and demands Jacob bring Maisie to him before the bluster emerges from the depths and swallows Maisie and Jacob whole.
But before that, before they swallow him, when they're just in the sea, just like looking at each other, like they're looking at the bluster and like she's just like staring at both of them and everything is so still. And they do that thing with the music where it's just like, dum, like, oh my God. It was so good. That part just like gives you chills.
Yeah. So speaking of Pinocchio, they get swallowed by a sea creature. Jacob and Maisie are taken to an isolated island populated by several other sea beasts. Maisie discovers that the bluster is not malicious and befriends the beast, renaming her Red, while also befriending a smaller beast named Blue. Maisie begins to believe that the monsters are really just misunderstood creatures, which Jacob initially denies. Jacob and Maisie convince Red to take them to Rum Pepper Island so they can secure a ship to return to Three Bridges.
Okay, Blue is so cute, I can hardly fucking stand it.
Yeah. I don't know how there weren't dozens of toys of him and stuff.
So cute. Yeah, and also, you know, Maisie having this whole, like, maybe you can be a hero and still be wrong conversation with Jacob. Oh, so good. Yeah. Very good.
I don't think there's any Sea Beast toys, and it's ripe for toys.
Yeah, seriously,
action figures,
there should be
ship play set, monsters.
Yes.
Believing Jacob to be dead.
I love when she's like holding Blue and she's like, "Oh my God, this tiny blue thing is so cute," and he's like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "I'm afraid to say anything." Like she's like, "I'm afraid to say anything. I know I'm gonna upset you." It was so cute.
Yeah, and he's like, stop being childish. And like, grown-ups have pets too.
Yes, I love the little monster puppy. Yeah. It's the best. Ugh.
Believing Jacob to be dead, a grieving Crow seeks out the renowned hunter and merchant Gwen Batterby, who gives Crow a poison-tipped harpoon powerful enough to kill Red. This woman's kind of a witchy woman who's like, I got what you want, but it's going to cost you. All right, what's it going to cost? Everything.
Yeah.
While traveling on your soul. While traveling on Red's back, Jacob and Maisie bond with the creature and each other, with Jacob growing to support Maisie's belief that the beasts are innocent. The back of this creature's full of harpoons, and so she starts removing them while Jacob's making their boat, kind of fixing their boat.
Ugh. And when she like kind of like figures out how to tell it how to turn, when she's like kind of flying and does the turn, oh my God, it's so good.
They reach Rum Pepper Island, but discover the Imperator and Hornigold are stationed there. Red attacks the vessel after being shot at and inadvertently wounds Maisie in the scuffle. After she destroys the Imperator, she just plows right fucking through it. It never stood a chance. Jacob stops Red's rampage and prevents her from killing Hornigold. Red reemerges after she spots the inevitable and nearly dies after being struck with a poison-tipped harpoon, with Crow keeping her alive long enough to bring her to the crown as a trophy. Maisie is nursed back to health, but then imprisoned aboard the inevitable as it arrives at Three Bridges with Red in tow. After Blue frees Maisie, she discovers the dangers of the sea beasts to be propaganda created by the crown to extend their corrupt rule. Yeah, she notices a marking on the book, like a publishing mark or something, and realizes that the government published this book and all these other books that she's seeing somewhere. I don't remember where, on the ship maybe.
And now for what is this movie really about?
Yeah, it's about exploitation and government lies. And
History
like
being
that.
rewritten.
Yep. Yes, because they claim that they used to come up on land and destroy villages, and she's like,
Yeah, in the
how do we
dark
know?
times.
Yeah, how do we know that's true? How do we know that anything's true? Because it's just what the government's telling us.
And I love when she says to Jacob, "The world is wide, Jacob, and you don't know everything." It's just like, damn, this movie is good. It's being deep.
Crow prepares to publicly execute Red before being stopped by Jacob. Crow and Jacob fight while Maisie and Sarah, who begins to believe Maisie's worldview of the beasts, free Red from her bonds. Maisie and Jacob convince Red to spare Crow, subsequently exposing the crown for their deceptions. After witnessing the passive nature of the beasts, Crow and the people of the kingdom renounce their beliefs. I love this part where the queen is ordering the guards to fire, and the guy's standing there holding his sword, ready to give the order, but he hesitates, and he's just standing there for a while, and he's like, you know what? Nope, not going to do it.
Yeah, because his brother was on the Monarch, which was
That's
the same
right.
ship that Maisie's parents died on, and he's like, I want to know what started this war.
Yeah,
Because my brother died on that ship.
Yeah, and she reiterates that the heroes can be wrong, and maybe they died for nothing.
Oh, and when she has that speech, and she's like, they're like, you have no right to speak here. And she's like, I have every right. My family's blood paid for your kingdom. Like, ooh, god damn. Like, that is speaking some harsh truths here. This little cartoon was tearing me up. And then there's that moment, too, before when Jacob and Captain Crow were fighting, and he's like, are you my enemy, Jacob? And it's like, really? Because a few scenes ago, he was your son, and you knew he was going to be the captain, and now he's the enemy because he believes something different from you? Like, okay, like, interesting. Don't want to listen to your own kid? All right, whatever.
There's a part early on when Jacob has realized what's what, and he takes his harpoon, and he's like, no more killing monsters. And he tries to break it across his knee, and it doesn't break. And he tries to go in the other knee, and it doesn't break. So at the end here, he does it again, and this time it works.
Yes.
But it's a different,
And there's also
harpoon, so maybe that's why.
Yeah. But then later he's like, ow, and she's like, dang, did that hurt? And he's like, yeah, it hurt so bad. But there's also this moment that was so sweet when she's like telling him, like, you're not going back to that ship, and I'm not going back to that fucking orphanage, so all we have is each other. Like, all I have is you, and all you have is me. So what do you say?
Yeah.
Like, are we a family now, basically, you know? And that part is really important, too. And to the movie.
Well, she
so
suggests
good.
that earlier, and he's like, what, we're going to become farmers or something? Well, you could still be fishermen or something. You can still make your living on the sea. You don't have to become a farmer. You must have some skills that you can use, in a different way.
Yeah.
Let's see. With Red and the other sea beasts left alone, Maisie, Jacob, and Blue begin their new lives together as a family. And this is where I say the New World will never be discovered, because they're like, we're no longer going to go out into that part of the sea where the creatures, I forget what they called it, but where the creatures are, we're not going to go out in that area. We'll stick to our area. And we do see also the captain. What does he do? Does he throw his harpoon in the sea or something? He's not a totally stubborn asshole. He's like, okay, I guess they're right, and I'm not going to do this anymore either. Because he could have just gone insane and tried to go fight beasts by himself, but he does not. So
Yeah.
everybody's cool now. But during the closing credits, we do get a reprise and get to hear fully the song about the hunters killing everything. So get to hear about how bloody they are, because it's a good song. It's a banger, so, as they say.
It's a bop.
So there you go. Honeybee, what are you going to rate The Sea Beast?
5 stars all day.
Yes. I, too, will give it 5 stars.
All day.
So there you go, folks.
Go
The
watch
Sea Beast.
it.
I recommend watching it. If they do make a sequel, I'll be there. I'll watch it as soon as it comes out.
Same. Yep.
It's on
same.
Netflix. That's going to do it for today. Let me see, what's our next movie? It's on the other side of the paper. Right here. The Suicide Squad. We are shoehorning that in here because there is spoilers.
Oh.
There's a kaiju in it. That is The Suicide Squad, not Suicide Squad. The one directed by James Gunn that has John Cena in it.
Sick.
There you go. Yes, you could definitely argue whether or not that's a kaiju movie, but there is a kaiju in it. And we are quickly running out of kaiju movies, so we're going to include it. I believe you can watch that on HBO because it's a DC movie. And all that stuff's on HBO.
Nice.
There you go, folks. If you like what we're doing, please show your support by liking and subscribing and rating and reviewing us wherever it is you're listening. And check out our Patreon. Links to all our things are on mmftg.com. Oh, excuse me. Got a yawn sneaking up on me. Until next time, I have been Precious D.
And I have been Honeybee.
You're not going to try the pirate voice?
And I have been Honeybee.
There you go.
Was that
Remember
good?
to keep calm and take... Yeah, sure. Yes. Remember to keep calm and take shelter in basements.
And please don't misuse science.
We won't see you, but you will hear us next time on Monster Movie Fun Time Go. You've been listening to Monster Movie Fun Time Go. If you enjoyed the show, please consider rating and reviewing us on your podcasting platform of choice. You can leave us a message and find links to all our things at mmftg.com.